Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Updated Ark Basics, a show where we break down the ins and outs, the ups and downs, the all-arounds of Ark. That's right, we're talking about the ABCs. The A stands for Ark, the B for Basics, the C, whatever you want it to be. If you're interested in seeing the original one, the link is up here. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Ark Basics. I'm Phlinger Phoo, and today we're going to be talking about probably one of the best earliest game tames that you can possibly get, and I'm saying this because it doesn't require a saddle. Yeah, honestly, you can hop on this dino, you can run around with it. It's really not even a dino, but, you know, people just call it dinos because any kind of creature in Ark, it's a dino. All right, but yeah, you don't need a saddle for these guys. Also, these guys have all sorts of different cool special abilities, which means that if you are able to tame one extremely early game, it will set you up for a really good run for that playthrough, and it's pretty impressive what these guys can do. We're talking about the direwolf. Yeah, these guys right here, they can sniff out all sorts of different things. They can sniff out wounded creatures. They can sniff out XP buffs. They can also give themselves a pack bonus. It is really impressive what all these guys can do. But for where these guys spawn, honestly, they only spawn up in the snowier regions when it comes to the island. When it comes to a bunch of the other maps, they also spawn in the desert regions, which makes them a lot easier to tame on most other maps than on the island. The island, it's because the frost biome on the island is so dangerous that yeah, you're probably going to want to make sure that you take some sort of mount with you. They're not as easy to tame here as they are on some of the other maps. Some of the other maps, you can easily get one by itself. They do generally spawn in packs of 3, though. Just be aware of that. But on the other maps, if you can get one by itself, bullet, knock it out that way, they're really good tames. And you can do it with just a bow early on if you get lucky. But yeah, for this demonstration, we are going to be using a Sabertooth right back there. We're going to be using Smeghead. And for our shopping list, really all it is bolas, a bow, a crossbow, and probably some prime meat. That's really it. You can use a taming pen for these guys. It's not required, especially if you have a mount with you. If you have a mount with you, you can just tame these guys out in the open. But make sure it's a beefy mount. If you go up there with, say, like a raptor, you're going to get wasted. You're going to get wasted quick. Go up there with something that can actually take a hit. And Sabertooths, yeah, they can take a hit. So, yeah, all right. Let's get up there, and I will see you guys in just a minute. All right, now up here on the frozen biome, or by the edge of the snow biome, there are a few places where these guys are a little bit more common than others. And I mean by a little bit more common, it's, well, they're common everywhere in the snow biome. They will just pop out of just about any orifice and crack that is white up here. But what I mean by a little bit more common is they're just easier to separate. So you can find them, and you can separate them a lot easier. And if you go up that way, you're going to probably run into a little bit of turbulence because it gets a little bit dangerous. But there are a few places that you can come up here, and you can get a few stragglers that are just up along the side. Now, it is really cold up here, but if you have a fast-moving dino, you can go up there, you can pull one out of the frost, you can not freeze to death, and everybody, you know, you can have a lot of fun. You can rejoice and tame direwolves. All right, let's see if we can grab one. No, that is an Argent, that is a hyena. See if we can find a... Come on, here we go. Find a direwolf wicked fast. They're usually all over the place up here. But yeah, up here you have to be really careful. Purlovia are definitely a thing to be worried about up here. Microraptors, another thing to be definitely worried about up here. It gets pretty dangerous at times. So, all right, let's see. I'll make sure my dino's on neutral, just in case I get knocked off, so it'll eat it. Alright, now right down here is where you generally start getting a little bit more. Although I do see that the mammoths and stuff are up, which means that there was probably a direwolf back here and it probably got eaten. by the mammoths or killed by the mammoths. All right, I'm gonna see if I can find some. This place is strangely void of direwolves. It is odd. Normally, they're crawling all over up here. And, of course, here we go. All right, we've got 2 direwolves right like this. Now, I'm not going to tame them. Right here, I'm going to lure them away. All right, there's one right there. All right, you'll notice that as soon as you aggro them, the alpha is going to howl. And when the alpha howls, that gives all of them a damage buff. And that damage buff will kick your butt. All right, let's lure them down here. Come on. Uh-oh. Ankies are gonna get dead. All right, I'm gonna have to kill these help these direwolves kill the Ankies. All right, there we go. Hi, Mr. Direwolf. Harvest up the Yankees. No, no, no. Harvest Yankee. All right, fine. All right, so I'm just gonna run this guy down here. Come on. Out of the snow. Go. And it is much easier down here to aim them. Alright, now that we're down like this, now all I have to do is just knock him out really quick. Although you have to watch... Oh, he was level 15. Okay, but you have to watch their health, because if you go too fast on direwolves and... even level 150 ones, if you do a bunch of headshots, you do run the risk of killing them. So be very, very careful with how much that you're laying on the arrows to the face. Just be mindful of that. If you go slow and you're kind of methodical about it, you'll get a pretty good tame out of it. But, yeah, just don't kill them. Alright, I was able to go back in, and I was able to find this guy. Let's see, this is a higher level guy. Because the 150, or the 15, just didn't have. Alright, I'm gonna count. Alright, the level 15, it was just a bit too easy for demonstration purposes. So I want to do this with a high level one. Alright, let that torpor sink in. And he's out. Okay, there we go. And that's how you knock out the high-level ones. You notice I wasn't pelting him in the face with a bunch of arrows. I was letting him kind of seep in the torpor. Even though he did run at the end, there was plenty of time. Yeah, I just had to hit him with one more dart. And now I'm going to go get some prime meat from down here. And I'm going to get these guys tamed up. Alright, so, while this guy's been taming up, I've been busy. I've been back in there, I've grabbed a whole bunch. I've got a 110 over here, a 35 right here, 85 right here, and also that 15 over there. Just so I can demonstrate the pack. But yeah, while you're, busy, taming up a direwolf, remember, direwolves are like potato chips. You can't have just one. It's literally impossible. You need to have quite a few direwolves just where you can get that pack. Now, direwolves are really formidable by themselves, but where they really shine is where they've got a pack. So I'm definitely going to be taming up a pack here, and I will see you guys in just a bit. Alright, so once you have your pack tamed, you'll notice that the highest level one actually has a, what says pack leader underneath its name. Now, when they're just standing like this, you'll see that they have a +4. Now, this is the pack leader plus however many there is around them. It caps out at, I believe, 4. And the pack leader doesn't get that buff. Just every other one that is with it. It'll say it underneath the pack leader, but they won't get that damage buff. Alright, at least when they're being ridden. Now, what that does is for each one of those pluses, they get 5% increase on their melee damage, which, it adds up pretty dang fast because these guys, they do hit pretty hard. This is actually a really good, direwolf. They hit pretty hard considering, you know, just how, small these guys are. Honestly, these guys are powerhouses. All right, so here, let me show you. Now, if, let me go like this. Hold on one sec. Untrack all. All right, there we go. All right, so these guys right here, they will just kind of, you know, follow you around and everything. But when you whistle for them to attack, they will just melt things. Oh, Spankhead, come here. All right. Now, let me get these guys back over here. There we go. All right. All right, Spankhead, you stay there. Just look at the fish. All right, so, yeah, these guys will just melt things. But they do have another attack, which is the right-click attack. And you right-click, and they will howl. And they will force all the other ones to howl, and they'll give a 90-second buff. Now, what that 90-second buff does is a 50% increase in damage, which adds up, which multiplies even the additional pack bonus they have. Plus, also gives them 20% damage or 25% damage resistance, which means this Bronto over here, yeah, this guy's gonna get melted. I'm just saying. All right, here, let me show you. There you go, buddy. Yeah, look at all that damage coming up, and there's some low-level direwolves in there. I mean, low-level direwolves. This pack bonus and the howl ability really does a ton of damage. Oh, really? That was not smart. Alright, but yeah, just their left-click attack is just a regular bite. I realized I didn't say that earlier. Alright, but they also have another special ability, which is their C ability. Now what this does, it makes them sit down and take a sniff. Now what that sniff does is it'll track out... Here, let me leave these guys here because we're going to get in the way. There's another one back over there. Alright, but yeah, what the sniff does is it allows you to track out XP bonuses, the XP buffs, all the different scattered things around the island, and also it allows you to track dinos that have been reduced down to half health and below, which that will designate as a cross with a little line through it that will actually increase in color. It'll go from green, yellow to red, depending on how much damage is done to that dino underneath 50%. You can get up here. Oh, hey, there's a tap shark. Don't worry, you're next, dude. All right, so let's get up here where I know where there is a XP buff, or XP box. There we go, and that's what they'll look like. Now, you can do this inside the caves, all over the island, all over any of the maps that have these. And they will direct you right to it. You just have to be within a certain range, and they'll just start flashing up on your screen that, hey, come gather me. Right. All right, so direwolves. These guys are wicked cool, wicked fun. The only downside with them, in my opinion, is the fact that they only have the damage reduction of a saddle once every 90 seconds, and you can only use... Oh, hello. And you can only use that... That is a lot of rapping. You can only use that once every 180 seconds. So, if you use the... See, that right there, that's... They're apparently half health. Alright, but, yeah, they're, you can only use their howl ability once every 180 seconds. You can use it, and it lasts for 90 seconds, and then once you use it, once that 90 seconds expires, you have to wait another 90 seconds before you can use it again. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good balancing tactic. I like that. It's alright, but that's the only time they ever get the benefit of a saddle, which means they take a little bit more damage, but also in a pack, these guys are absolute glass cannons. They are total front-loaded damage. It's really impressive just how much damage these guys do. I mean, you guys saw the level 15 that was dealing 100 plus damage. That's pretty good. All right, but yeah, if you're going to be using these guys as just a regular, if you're going to be riding the alpha, I would recommend that you give yourself probably out of every 5 levels, I would give them probably 2 in health, maybe 3 in health, 1 in possibly wait until it gets up to where I want it to, and then 1 in either stamina or melee damage. That way there, because the alpha just needs to live. The alpha really doesn't need to do a bunch of damage. The pack needs to do a bunch of damage. The pack, I would give nothing but health and melee damage. Probably for every 5 levels, I would give 3 in health and 2 in melee damage, because that melee damage just gets magnified immensely. It is extremely impressive just how much damage these guys will be able to do. But yeah, if you're going to be using these guys as kind of like a base defense, which you totally can, I would just go with regular health and melee damage. If you're going to be... These guys are also really good at going through the caves. And for a cave one, I wouldn't worry about stamina. I would worry about a little bit of weight, probably 1 level in weight, and then 2 in health, 2 in melee damage, because these guys need to be able to take a hit, because in the caves, things can get out of hand really quick, really fast, and it is extremely dangerous. So yeah, anyway, that is the direwolf. These guys are amazing. I hope you guys enjoy the video. I hope this video helps you out. If it did, make sure you click that like button. I really appreciate it. If you're new around here, subscribe. And until next time, this is Phlinger Phoo, and take it easy, everybody.